Good morning, Madam Tan Molly. I'm Muhammad Hamimi from Group 1. So today I would like to discuss on the tutorial 9 about the differentiate between the primary effect and recency effect. So it is a manager commit mistake while evaluating the employee performance, and the bias and the judgment error of various kind may spoil the performance appraisal process. The bias here refers to the inaccurate distortion of a measurement. So the primary effect is first impressions on the rater's form and the overall impression about the ratee on the basis of some particular characteristic. So the ratee identified by them will identify the qualities and the features may not provide adequate base for appraisal. The first impression often then to have a disproportionately large effect on someone's opinions. For the example is an interviewer may decline to hire the employee who was nervous during the first few of the interview. So the recency effect is a tendency for some people to focus on what's happened lately when evaluate or judging the something. It's the same in the performance review. Some managers tend to wait what the employee appears to have done in the last week or months. So the recency effect can also work both ways. So recency behavior can be positive or negative. Some managers stuck with the recency effect because they maybe evaluate overly the positive or negative depending on what's the most listened by the employee. So that's all for me. Thank you.
Okay, good afternoon to Madam Temoli. My name is Wan Muhammad Azudin bin Abdullah and I came from BA 3E. Okay, this is our video tutorial week 11. That's the question is differentiate between primary effect and recency effect. Okay, first of all, I would like to elaborate a little bit about the memory. When a person take in information, their brain has to make a decision on what information need to be encoded, need to be stored, and need to be recalled to help integrate the information. There are two important part to serial position are the primary effect. Okay, primary effect in which the item at the beginning of the list are recalled at the higher amount. For the second is recency effect. Okay, for the recency effect, in which the item at the end of the list are recalled in the high amount. Okay, it's basically the primary effect is about the long-term memory, and for the recency effect is about about short-term memory effect, so that the person will encode or to determine whether the information is need to be saved as primary effect or recency effect. Okay, that's all for me. Thank you.
The primary effect in psychology and sociology is a cognitive bias that results in a subject recalling primary information presented better than information presented later on. For example, a subject who reads a sufficiently long list of words is more likely to remember words towards the beginning than words in the middle. Over-rehearsal was a technique that was meant to test participant rehearsal pattern. In an experiment using this technique, participants were asked to recite out loud the items that come to mind. In this way, the experimenter was able to see what participants repeats earlier items more than items in the middle of the list, thus reassuring them most frequently and having a better recall of the prime item than the middle item later on. In another experiments by Brody and Murdoch, recency effect was found to be partially responsible for the primary effect. In their experiment, they also used the over-rehearsal technique and found that in addition to rehearing early item is more later item, participants was rehearing earlier items later on in the list. In this way, earlier items was closer to the test period by way of rehearsal and could be partially explained by recency effect.
Hi, my name is Naimati Masafian. Based on this week's question, which is to differentiate between primary effect and recency effect. Okay, primary effect means that people tend to remember the first information presented about something better than information presented later. For example, let's say that your first awareness of a product was during a segment on a morning show where they lauded how well the product worked. If you were paying attention, that information is more likely to stick in your head. This product is good and does the job well than information you find out later on about the product. However, there is something that trumps the primary effect, which is the recency effect. Recency effect means that people tend to remember the most recent information presented about a product above all else. So let's say that you're interested in this product because of that morning show segment. However, later on, you will discover that the product is in all is cracked up to be. So at this point, the recency effect is on top. So your impression on this item is negative. Later on, you hear a few more positive reports which match well with the first thing you heard. The primary effect and the recency effect are both telling you the product is good, so you are likely to think the product is good. Okay, marketing people use this all the time. They want to control the first message you hear about a product and make sure it's a positive message. They also want to control the last message you hear about a product before you make a buying decision. Okay, that's all for me. Thank you.
Hi guys, I'm Emer. So today I'm going to give some explanation about the question given by Madam Molly, which is differentiate the primary effect and also the recency effect. So I'm going to give explanation about the primary effect. Primary effect is our first impression. For me, first impression are very important. The impression boss impression are very important because it is where the boss will feel that you can do the job. And if a good impression, so yeah, of course it will be good for the workers. But if there is a bad impression from the boss, so of course it will become a disaster for the workers. But the workers can overcome the bad impression by doing a very good job. If the boss give a task that within the workers, so the workers can do the job effectively. So and then the second one is recency. Recency is where where the tendency to remember the recent information. I think for the workers, information are very important towards them. They must remember the information given by the boss. If they don't remember the information, yeah, of course their boss will be mad at them. So it is very important towards the workers to remember all the information given by the boss. So yeah, but I'm going to give an example for recent primary effect, which is first interview. First interview are very important because it is where your first impression whether you will be good worker or not. And then for the recency, I think when a boss in the organization give you an information, you should write it. And yeah, you should write it and try to remember all of it. So I think that's all for me. Bye.